Joyride 2 Dead Ahead is a 2008 horror film that was directed by Louis Mornay, and it's direct-to-DVD. And the plot is we meet these four young adults who are driving on the road across country. I think they're going to Vegas. Anyways, their car breaks down, so they have to walk, and they stumble across this, what seems to be empty, abandoned house. So what do? They decide to steal the car from this house to drive the rest of the way. Now, of course, this house actually belongs to Rusty, the creepy weirdo from the first film. So obviously, not only does he catch up with them and steal one of the boyfriends, but he uses that to fuck with them and eventually start killing them. Now, what I thought of Joyride 2 was, I didn't hate this movie. I really didn't. I thought I would. It's just, it's not all that great either. It's definitely nowhere near the first movie. The first movie, Joyride, I really enjoyed this film. I think there's a lot going on for it. And I think what I like the most about it is that it's a horror movie, or at least it has a horror movie premise. But the way it presents the horror, the suspense, it's more of a thriller. And it's more of a throwback to like an old 70s horror film where it's not a lot of blood, gore, and killing throughout the film. No, it's this evil, sick, creepy character that's fucking with these people, and that's creating a lot of tension. This movie, first let me talk about how much I don't like the characters, because the characters, at least the first half of the movie, I thought they were all assholes and douchebags. You have these two sisters, Melissa and Kayla, Melissa's boyfriend Bobby, and then while they're driving, they just happen to randomly catch up to this guy Nick that I guess one of the sisters met off of MySpace, which was so funny to hear them say MySpace. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. Now, Nick, the MySpace guy, he was such a bitch, such a douchebag, such a poser. It was annoying. He had these tattoos, long black hair with piercings, and he tried to act like a tough guy. Like, there's one scene where they go into this, like, diner place, and he's being such an asshole. He's making fun of all the truckers in there. Well, I'm like, dude, there's only 4 of you, and only 2 guys. The rest of the diner is full of tough-looking truckers. Why are you insulting them? Why are you putting down everything about them? You weren't even being funny either. That was another thing. Just annoying. And then once stuff started to happen and this guy was going after them, that's when he turned into a little bitch. That's when he revealed that the tattoos aren't even real. They rubbed off. And he was a pussy. There's even a moment where Rusty forces him to dress in drag and kidnaps him and tortures him while he's in drag. And I'm like, wow, this guy is the biggest bitch ever. The other boyfriend, Bobby, he gets kidnapped fairly early in the movie, so I never really cared too much about him. I can appreciate that the movie tried to do what's not typical for at least certain horror movies, where you would think the girlfriend would be kidnapped. And I guess I could appreciate that. I guess. I just stopped liking them once they reached that empty house, broke the window and the door down, and then stole this car, and then the main character, Melissa, left her phone number at the door because she felt bad that they were stealing the car. And I'm like, you're all a bunch of dumbasses. I'm sorry. The 2 sisters I tried to like, Melissa and Kayla. There's one scene where they're trying to be proactive, that they attempt to go after Rusty. Somehow, him and his big-ass 18-wheeler truck sneaks up behind them on the highway. So he chases them down, and they crash, their car crashes, and they're stuck upside down. And that quick, very quick scene that they have together, where they're working together and they're trying to get out of the car before he comes to run them over, that's when I started to like them. I'm like, okay, I want these 2 sisters to survive. Spoiler alert! because I'm going to start talking about some spoilers because I can't help it. Right when I was starting to like these two sisters, the one sister got her leg stuck in the car so she couldn't get out, and the other sister just lets her die. I mean, of course she didn't want to at first, but when the sister says, just go on without me, I'm not going to be able to leave, the other sister's like, alright, that sucks. See you later. And she gets run over, and the car explodes. And I'm like, wow. Great, guys. And that's another thing. I guess I understand why this movie did this. It went more in the straight horror direction where they're getting killed one by one, more bloody and gory. I appreciated so much how this film was able to not have a bunch of kills throughout it, that it was able to build the tension and suspense. That this movie being more traditionally horror, it didn't get to me the same way. I originally liked the fact that it looks like they kill Rusty. When he's in the truck and Melissa jumps out and the truck goes off the cliff, engulfs in flames, and you're like, wow, they killed the guy. Unlike the first movie where he gets away. Sure, it's creepy that he got away, but I appreciated that the second film was like, you know what, we're gonna kill this fucker. So I like that. Until literally 2 seconds later, they show that he somehow is still alive, picking up another random girl on the highway, I guess, to continue this ongoing thing. And I'm like, first of all, how the fuck did he survive? That's bullshit. Second of all, do we need for him to survive? I don't know. And all in all, Joyride 2, it's a time waster. It's okay. It's certainly not as bad as I thought it was going to be going into it. For a direct-to-DVD horror movie, I guess anyways, but still, compared to the first film, it's not really worth it. So, anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below if you've seen Joyride 2. What do you think of it? Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Later!